What the fuck? Come on. You gotta come out.
Welcome to the Dr. Dare Show. My name is Dr. Frederick Dare. I am a therapist here in Atlanta, Georgia, and welcome to my channel. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, share it, and click the little bell at the bottom of the screen so that you will get updates of when I upload new content. We usually cover hot topics or mental health issues. Today's no different. Today we're covering a hot topic. So what you were hearing when this video came on was an incident that happened between an African American trans woman. Her name is Iyanna Dior, age 21 years old, and this took place in St. Paul, Minneapolis. And what was happening is the trans woman, Iyanna Dior, was being attacked by a group of people. Initially, I thought it was all black men, but I saw that there was black women there as well. And what happened was, and let me give you the little story, is Iyanna went to move her friend's car that was parked outside of, I guess, where they were staying or whatever, or her friend was staying. And she went to move the car, and she hit a bunch of other cars in the meantime. And so she went to try to tell her friend that she hit these cars, but her friend wouldn't let her back into the apartment. So apparently, Iyanna allegedly was trying to leave the scene, and I guess one of the car owners caught her and was like, you know, demanding money right at the spot. And Iyanna was like, I don't have any money, or I think she told them, let's go to this store. And so her mindset or thinking was that she was going to this store so that if anything happened to her, it would be filmed on camera and they would know who did it. And so apparently this guy who owns one of the cars followed Iyanna to this store. And so when Iyanna got in the store owner kind of allegedly told her to get out. She's causing too much drama is what it says in the article that I read. And so when Iyanna went back outside of the convenience store, not only did the car owner beat her up, but then it's like the whole mob just chimed in and started beating her up. And these are all African Americans. And Iyanna is an African American trans woman. And so that video that you heard was them actually punching her in the face and pulling her hair. And I mean, it was horrible to watch. And then she did go back into the store and she got behind the counter, and you could see the counter guy was like, don't touch me. And one of the owners of the store kind of pushed the mob back, and you could hear somebody in the mob saying, you gotta come out, you gotta come out. And I did hear a lady was like, why are y'all doing this? And I did kind of hear other people chiming in. So it wasn't, to me, it didn't seem like the whole entire group of people that was beating her up. But the reason I wanted to do this story is because people, we have to do better. Here we are, we're fighting for justice for George Floyd for being beat up by the Minneapolis Police Department, an African American man. But here we turn around and beat someone up because either it was for the sexuality or lifestyle, I'm still trying to decide that, or her fleeing the scene. And so I'll break down my thought process. And I think the guy who followed her wanted money because the car was damaged. But I think once she got to the store and people started realizing, hey, that's a trans woman, that's not a woman, all the mob just jumped in, because I'm like, where did they all come from? Or they knew her from the community or whatever. But the bad thing is, too, the friend would not let her back in. And I'm always saying this on my show. I know it might have been out of fear, but you got to know your friends, and you got to know that they have your safety. Because I could have let you back in and called the police for you, so they could have came in and handled this situation differently. I think Iyanna escaped and they kind of backed off. I'm not sure if the police department ever responded. I didn't see that anywhere. But my point is, too, we're fighting for justice. And just because we may not agree with someone's sexuality, lifestyle, or whatever, you shouldn't be beating anybody up like that. Or almost, I don't know if she would have gotten killed by this group of people. And they were all black, and they were all African Americans. And that's the sad part, is because we're here trying to keep other races from beating us up, and here we are beating someone up because they're different than us. Now let that sink in, because Iyanna may be different from what we think the gender roles is, male and female, but that's her business, as Tabitha Brown would say. That's her business. And so we have to respect each other. Like we want other races to respect us, and vice versa. We have to do the same for people that are different. You know, and you can't distinguish that. You can't say, well, in this situation, yeah, we got to be equal and take care of each other. But in this situation, oh no. And so I don't know how Iyanna Dior got out of this situation, but she did, and she seems to be okay, and says that she's processing it. But I think there was a little fear of it because of the area that she was in, and she knew that if they got hold of her, she was going to be in trouble, which is what happened. But again, my thing is, I'm just here saying, we may not agree with everybody. We may not, people will not like us for the color of our skin, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we look, what sexual identity we identify with. But there's no reasons to put our hands on anybody. That's no reason to literally, if you see this video, they probably take it down eventually because it's so graphic. But they are just punching her. And, I just wanted to report this and just let us know we need peace. 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 The problem with us is racism and discrimination against someone's sexuality is no different. People are liking us. They don't like us because of the color of our skin. And I probably said this already. I'm on a soapbox. But people don't like us because of the color of our skin. So how are we going to turn around and discriminate and do the same thing to somebody because of their sexuality? You can have your own thoughts about that. You can pray about them if you think they're wrong. That's your business. But to actually touch somebody else and put your hands on somebody else and almost beat somebody to death, that's not good. And it's happening to a lot of trans women. I see it in the news all the time. And it's time for, if we're fighting for justice, it's got to be for everything. We gotta, and I saw a post today, is like, okay, if we get the cops to stop killing us, when are we going to stop killing us? And I want you to let that sink in. Right, once we get the cops to stop killing us, when are we going to stop killing us? And so, and like I said, you can have your opinion about anybody and their lifestyle or whatever, but to keep these things to yourself is the goal. Like what we wanted that police officer to keep his hands to himself from George Floyd, they should have did the same thing for Iyanna Dior. Whether we like that lifestyle or not, whether we agree with it, whether we understand it, we just got to be more, there's got to be more peace and more love and more acceptance of other people's experience and just mind your business. You know, like we want the cops to do fairly, treat us fairly. We deal with what we got to deal with, and they deal with it, and don't kill us because we're different, or you don't like us because we're different. Same thing. So I just saw this, and I was confused because I'm like, aren't we sitting here fighting for justice so we can stop killing ourselves? But I do want to leave you with this. Once we get the cops to stop killing us, when are we going to stop killing them? Excuse me. And everybody says that's a separate thing, but we got to work on that too. You know. So anyway, my name is Dr. Frederick Dior. Please check out my other videos. I have a lot of videos. I know a lot of people are experiencing a little depression and anxiety over the racism and the COVID-19 at the same time, and then I'm bringing you another issue. But we gotta love each other and know when to respect each other's space and boundaries and differences. You know, you don't have to agree with them, but you gotta respect them. We don't need to be killing each other and think that's okay, but then when the cops are killing us for our race, we have a big issue. It's all, we gotta stop it. Because if we kill ourselves off, there's not going to be any more us. Anyway, yeah, check out my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my video. Anybody that knows the Jay Ransom II story, any updates on that story? I've been looking. He's the young man that drowned in a pond due to a bet that happened. But you got to check that story out on my other videos. But again, thank you. I just wanted to come in and talk about this story. I saw it and it just disturbed me, and I wanted to report on it. Okay? Thank you, signing out, and have a great weekend and a blessed week.